Hey guys, so last week it was actually my birthday. I actually turned 29 years old. I was with family. We went on a camping trip. I was thinking about what have I learned in my 20s now that I'm almost 30, or what advice would I give myself? And I came in with these 5 things that you should learn in your 20s, and I actually wanted to share it with you guys. So let's get right to it. All right, guys, one of the very first things that you should learn or you should have in your 20s is a mentor. It is a complete lie. Anyone that says, I'm a self-made millionaire or I'm self-made, it is complete bullcrap. It's not true. Every person that has had success in any type of industry, whether it's real estate, or investing, or business, entrepreneurship, or restaurants, it has come because someone was a mentor to them. One of my mentors, since I was a kid, I would say it's my father. I get a lot of my ideas, or I learned a lot of my ideas from my dad, which till this day, he is one of my mentors. And you need someone that has been down that path, that has already been through it, that can give you different tips, that can give you different pointers. Because let's face it, if you go alone, you're not going to get very far. There is a saying that I learned from one of my friends, and it goes like this: if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go as a team. So every person, every successful person, the bodybuilders or movie stars or a singer, every one of those people has had a mentor, has had someone to guide him, or even not just to guide him, but to give him a little push. Hey, come on, you can do it. Or someone that's going to cheer him on. So when I first started real estate, I started my real estate school. There's 2 exams that you have to pass to become a real estate agent, but check with your local state. And one of them I had failed, and it was only by 1 question. And I got frustrated, and I was like, man, this is dumb. Why am I even doing this real estate crap? And my dad came around and said, hey, son, you just failed it by 1 question. Go back again, retake the test, study another week, and retake the test. So I listened to him, and then finally I passed my 2nd exam. And then again, when I was in the field, I started to take a couple of trainings from my broker, from my brokerage, and they seem a little bit boring, and I couldn't go out and get clients until I finished this training that was coming from my broker. And I had expressed this to my dad, and he said, son, just pull through. You'll be selling real estate in no time. So sometimes you need that mentor to push you, to help you. You also need mentors to envision yourself where you want to be, when you're their age. It's very important, the mentors that you choose, because if you choose a mentor that's maybe not the best mentor, or maybe you don't see it that way initially, you need to have not just one, but you need to have different mentors. If you want to be better in your health, then you start to follow or get a trainer to mentor you in bodybuilding or in training. Get a mentor, guys. Stop being prideful and saying, oh, I can do it. It's a lie. Okay, guys? Get a mentor. The second item that I want to talk about is actually invest. Yes, guys, you want to have fun in your 20s. You want to do a bunch of crazy stuff. But trust me, you want to set up yourself for success while you're young. And the 20s is a perfect time. You come right out of high school, like around 17, 18 years old. In a couple of years, then you hit your 20s. And your 20s should be time that you should invest in building your future, so that when you're 30, you can continue to build on your empire. But you need to invest. If you can't invest any money if you haven't saved. So you need to learn. If you haven't saved any money, then you need to learn a way to create more income. Learn something new, learn a new trade, so that you can become a high income producing person and then that way you can have those funds and then invest them. One of the best ways to invest, I would say, would be real estate. Here's another one: invest in yourself, invest in your education. Your 20s are the perfect time for you to invest. Go to seminars, and then that way, as you invest in yourself, you'll also be able to find new mentors or new people that can catapult you to the next level of where you want to go. And this actually leads me to the third thing that you should do in your 20s. And this is actually called setting goals. So I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of these are actually intertwined with each other. Setting goals is very important to learn when you're young. I'll share a little bit of an experience of myself. So I'm actually a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. At the age of 19, I had the privilege of going and serving as a missionary in the Texas McAllen mission. I served in the lower part of Texas where it's hot and humid. What I learned as a missionary, we would have these little journals, and they would teach you to set goals, to have like your time management. Whatever you do in one day will affect your week, and then whatever you do throughout your week will affect your month, and then every month will affect your yearly goal, and then your yearly goal will affect your 5-year goals. Every daily goal that you do, it will affect you in the long run. Maybe it doesn't seem that way, so learn to set goals. And I actually want to read you guys a quote from one of the sharks from Shark Tank. Is O'Leary, and this is what he says. He says something about us guys. He says, guys tend to set goals that are very hard to achieve, outlier goals, and when they're achieved, it's a huge success. They feel great, but they don't mind getting 50% of the way there. But what they don't realize is happening within the small business is that when you don't achieve your goals consistently, morale starts to slump and you get higher employee turnover. And then this is what he says. He says, women set goals that are achievable. They get achieved 80, 90, 95% of the time. Company morale goes up, and there's really sticky culture developing, so employee turnover is less. There are less interesting attributes. They're really interesting attributes, and when you have less turnover of employees, productivity goes up. And basically, your use of capital, your return on assets goes higher, and the outcomes are better. He's saying us guys, sometimes we set these humongous goals, and therefore we don't achieve them, which is only 50% of the time. And he says women are more realistic. They set more realistic goals, and that's why 80, 90, 95% of the time those goals can be achievable. And what happens when you achieve a certain goal, it makes you feel great. It makes you feel, you know what guys, we made it. And then that will propel you to the next higher goal or to your next goals. Learn to set goals in your 20s. Actually, last year, right before the pandemic hit, Donald Trump announced our borders are going to be closed. And we were actually in Cancun. So we actually had to cut our vacation by, I think it was only like by a day or two. What happened, I was able to take my sister, I took my wife and my 2 daughters and myself to Cancun. We had a blast. We went to like a pirate ship. We went to an awesome park called Xcaret. We saw a bunch of the traditional Mexican dances. We had a bunch of awesome food. I sat down and I asked my sister, sis, why didn't we ever do this before? And she turns back at me and she says, well, because we couldn't. We couldn't travel. Our family, I guess you would say we were in the middle class, but we were always working and working. My parents were always working. Sometimes my dad would work 2 jobs, and sometimes I would never see my dad. He was always working all the time, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that my dad taught me good work ethic. But we've only went to Tijuana in Mexico, or we only went to Mexico, but we never had the privilege to go and travel and see other countries how I wish we could have. But it made me realize, maybe we should travel a little bit more as a family, and those are actually our goals. This will still, we have the pandemic, but our goals is to actually travel a little bit more. And that is actually one of the things that you should do in your 20s is travel more, guys. Gain that experience. When you go to a different culture, you get to learn how the family is run, or you see the types of food, you see the different customs or the different ways that they live, and it makes you appreciate more of where you come from. So guys, travel a little bit more, get that experience, and enjoy life to the fullest. Guys, one of the last things that I want to share with you guys that you should do in your 20s, and I feel this is a hard one. It's very difficult to be able to find what you're passionate about, what you absolutely love to do. So when I served my mission, I served from 19 all the way till 21 years of age. And at 21 years of age, I came back to Las Vegas, where I'm from. I had a short period of time in which I wasn't going to school, but there maybe like 2 or 3 months. And then I started my real estate school, and then I started traditional schooling at UNLV. I wanted to be a doctor, a pediatrician. I believe in meditating or in praying. So I got back to Vegas and I was thinking, what should I do? Where should I go? And I felt this impression to do real estate. And then my dad wanted my help in real estate so I can help him get back and recuperate his properties that he had lost during the recession. I tried out real estate. Initially, like I said, it was a little bit difficult, but then finally I started to find that I loved it. I loved to help people. I loved when I give the keys to my clients. I love these words. Ricardo, thank you. I'm not sure if it's a Virgo thing or just from myself, but I feel appreciated when I hear those words from my clients. That's one of the reasons why I love working with buyers, is because they feel very grateful that I was able to help them. And that's the same thing that I did as a missionary. I was able to help people change their old ways, change their old habits, change them for good ones. You know, like maybe going to church or meditating or praying. Honestly, my passion really is helping other people. And, you know, it takes some time. Maybe you don't find it, you know, in your 20s. Maybe it takes you till your 30s. But what I suggest, try different things. Try different jobs. Go in the food industry and then see where it goes from there. I have some people, or even my dad or some other friends that are chefs, you know, and they love the kitchen. And if you feel that's where you need to be at, then do it. If you feel you want to help people through, you know, becoming an attorney and helping people, you know, with immigration, you know, then do that. Try different venues, try different ways, and see what makes you happy. Trust me, you'll find it. Once you find the thing that you love to do, it will be engraved in you. Like, you know what? This is what I've always wanted to do. So guys, these are the 5 things that you should do before you hit your 30s. This is the stuff that you should do in your 20s, and time cannot be taken back. The sooner you do this, the better. Thank you guys for watching. This is Ricardo again, the Superman of real estate, where we talk real estate, life, and entrepreneurship. And if you liked this video, please go ahead and give me a like. Go ahead and comment if you have any other ideas, or if you want to do a collaboration, go ahead and send me a message on my social media under the Superman of real estate. And guys, don't forget to subscribe, because I will be cranking out more videos like this one, and we'll see you next time.